Right now you're looking at the underside of my router table, and if we take a closer look, you can see where the MDF surface for this router table is cracking. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to salvage all the parts that I can off of this router table, all the usable parts, and build a brand new router table. It's not the best router table in the world. It was cheap. I don't think I paid more than maybe $80 for this. Alright, so everything is taken apart. What I'm going to throw out is this MDF board. These two plastic molded legs will no longer be used. I might find another use for them somewhere in the shop. So what we have left now is the plate, which is decent tool steel. It's not cracked, it's in good shape. Everything, this is actually going to be worth harvesting. For the sliding miter fence, I've got the track. I've got miscellaneous hardware and screws that may or may not be useful for the new build. I've got the adjusting screws, which may or may not be useful. I've got the variable rings for the center of the plate. I've got the switch, which is probably the most valuable part. And last but not least, I've got the fence, which is an adjustable sliding fence. This is what we'll use for the new router table. I've got this piece of 3/4 inch birch plywood that I'm going to use. It's about 2 feet by 4 feet, which is perfect. I'll be able to get all my parts out of this one piece. I picked this up at my local plywood dealer for about $11. So I've got my plate. I'm going to cut 2 feet. This is basically going to be a square router table when I'm finished. That's a good fit. Have to make a few really minor adjustments, but that's basically what I was looking for. My miter track will probably go here. If I'm going to build jigs for this miter table, I need the track to go vertically as opposed to horizontally. That makes a lot more sense to me. You just mark where the holes are for the fence adjustment. Now I've got my fence on here and it lines up really nice. This is the mounting bracket for the outlets. You see, the last thing I added to this was a block. It just goes right onto the ledge of the workbench, just like this. I drop it in place, lock it. When I'm done, pop it open, and I can loosen the wing nut at the back, slide up the block, and I'm done. I can carry the table away. So this works pretty well for me. If you were building one yourself, you could make it smaller. It's tailored to my workspace. This table has the ability to be kind of ambidextrous, in that way I can work on either end of it. This construction is super solid. This is not going to crack or break on me. I've got the track for the fence going all the way to the front. I flip the miter track around this way so that I can build jigs that allow me to feed straight into the router bed. So the switch worked out really well. Reusing the plate was a great idea. That makes mounting the router so much easier. I was able to salvage all the pieces and still have some hardware left over for other jigs and things that I want to make. One of the features to this table is the ability to flip it on its side. I still have access to the switch up here. I now have a vertical milling machine. All I would have to do at this point is build a table that's adjustable by height. That is a future project, but I will definitely do that at some point. This concludes building a new router table out of a 2x4 foot sheet of birch plywood and upcycling parts and hardware from an old router table. As I mentioned, it costs about $11 to build this. A new router table will cost you anywhere between $100 to $500 depending on what brand and what model you go with. The nice thing about building your own router table is that you can build it to your specifications and the way you work. The more you can upcycle old machines or parts of old machines, the less chance it's going to end up in a landfill. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.